Hey, Philip, is there anything that you do specifically in terms of preparation behaviorally or equipment wise or physically to get ready to play in the cold like it's going to be in Buffalo?
No, I mean, I do think you kind of mentally just, you know it going in, that it's, may not be perfectly comfortable. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll do some practice outside this week. But no, I mean, throw on a long sleeve shirt and go play. That's about it.
Mike Chappell.
Philip Frank was talking about when you get to this level, it's about doing the little things and don't be a hero. Have you ever had to balance the fact that treating this as just another game, although it's just not another game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. I mean, this really takes you back to high school. I mean, obviously I've been in, quite a few of these games, but as far as being in playoff type situation, you win, you advance, you lose, you go home, so, but I do think that, we obviously I agree with coach and we all feel that same way. It's doing the little things right. We don't have to do anything different now. It's not like, well, man, now we made it to the postseason. So let's really prepare hard and let's really put in our best stuff and let's really try our hardest to do things right. I mean, if that were to be true, then we've been cheating each other for 16 games. So, you go out and we do have to make some plays, obviously, but you don't have to do anything unbelievable. Just go play sound football, complementary football together, and we believe if we do that, then it'll be enough.
Stephen Holder.
Hey, Philip. Obviously, we know you to be a very competitive guy, and then there's Frank, who outwardly doesn't necessarily exhibit it very much and that kind of thing, but also I hear from you guys that he is, sort of a really intense competitor, and he was as a player. So I guess what I'm asking is, how do you see that exhibited, whether, practice, meetings, game, what kind of competitor is he?
Yeah, no, I think he's an ultimate competitor. I kind of learned over the years, and it's been described to me that the ultimate competitor is one of those that make the others around him better and is motivated from within, and I definitely think that those things are true with him. He just has a steadiness about the way he goes about it. And I think it's probably has served him well. I know it's served our team well, and it's been good for me as well. I feel like I've gotten better a little bit at controlling emotions a little bit over the years, not just this year. And as I've grown a little older, and you can see that I'm not sure exactly how emotional he ever was, but yeah, competitive for sure. I don't think there's any question in that every guy would agree with that.
And then one quick follow-up. He seems to understand, or I don't know if this is intentional or not, but just understand the importance of just being himself. As a coach, you don't have to be fit in a certain box. As a coach, and whatever people envision that to be. Do you admire that about him? Just that he can kind of do it his way?
Yeah, no question. I think that's one thing that I've always thought players can sniff out someone trying to be a certain way, or someone coaching a way they don't believe, or a bunch of cliches. Players usually can sniff those things out pretty good. And yeah, I think that's another thing that the guys really respect, is that he's himself. He's himself, and it's certainly to be respected and commended that he is that way, because that's when you're your best. All of us, we're each our best when we're ourselves, for sure. And you've heard me say this: being the best version of yourself is the key. And but being yourself, and certainly, he's always been that. At least the times I've been around him in different roles now, as a quarterback coach, coordinator, and now as the head coach.
Zach Kiefer.
Phil, 11 playoff games in your career. I get that each one is its own story. What have you learned from both the wins and the losses? Like, what have the playoff games taught you that you wouldn't otherwise know?
Gosh, you got deep right there, Zach. I think the thing about playoff game. I mean, unless you win it all, you're obviously going to lose one of them. So in those, those 11 playoff games. Obviously, there were some losses that came with it. We won I've been a part of some big playoff wins. I do think that it really goes back to what was first asked, was the games we've won. You didn't go back and go, man, let's make a highlight tape from that win. Yeah, there were good plays in that game, but we just played sound football. We didn't turn it over. We played the field position game when we needed to. We got a big turnover for our defense. We did all those things, scored in the red zone, all the situational things. And then the games we lost, you look at it and you go, man, we kicked AFC Championship game 2008, 2007 season. We kicked 4 field goals against the undefeated Patriots and got beat 21-12. And had a couple of interceptions. I think back to, I could go through all of them. So I think really just solidifies how I feel about my first answer was, yeah, we got to make some plays. You have to be able to fit a throw in there every now and then and make a big conversion and get a chunk play and do all those things. We can't go out there and say, well, we're just going to hand it off and be very careful and we'll win, because we're playing too good of a team that you can't not play free and use the playmakers we have. But it's going to come down to fundamentals, technique, and the situational football and taking care of the football. And the games where the teams I've been on that I and we have done that, then it's usually worked out pretty good. And when we have it, you end up falling up short.
Jim Aiello.
Yeah, Philip, it was kind of a question in the same vein. Do you feel like you've the lessons that you talked about learning, was that a process throughout the career, where did you enter a playoff game maybe earlier in your career and say, I got to do everything, versus later in your career where you're trying to not do as much or do what you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, it's hard to go back and remember exactly how you felt. I don't think so. I think actually in some of those games early in my career, you end up playing a little tight. I think that's the one thing I've gotten a little better at. And I was a part of playoffs, for 1 year, backing up Drew, and then 4 straight, and then there was just 2 times in 11 years. So there's quite a drought there. But I think that's the one thing is shoot. You play free. I mean, play focused, play all the same way, but play free, and go play. I think that's gives yourself again the best chance to win and to play well. It's to not play hoping you don't mess it up or thinking about messing it up. Just go play. And, that's why it's an awesome game. And that's why they kick it off, is you don't know what's going to happen. As far as, shoot, everybody, like we said on Sunday, everybody's got a shot. All 14 teams that are in got a shot. And we're one of them, and looking forward to the first opportunity and challenge against Buffalo. We're a really good Buffalo team.
All right, we'll go 3 more. Kevin Bowen.
Philip, obviously your resume speaks for itself, but does it weigh on you at all that you haven't been in that Super Bowl, and do you feel that this week?
I really don't. I really don't. It's really hard to put into words and really maybe, make someone understand or believe you, I guess, that, yeah, do I want to be a part of a team and help a team win a championship? Hey, of course, of course. But, that's not the only driving factor to play. I mean, it's really not the only driving, everything that comes with it. There's a lot of other things that come with it. Yes. Is that the ultimate goal this year? And right now, as we sit here, no question it is, but I don't carry that with me day to day that, played 16 years, never been a, part of a championship. I really don't. We strive for it every year, and striving for it like crazy this year, but it's not something that I feel heavy or something I'm carrying around with me. Shoot, it's a new beginning every day, and excited for each challenge and opportunity.
George Bremer.
So you've obviously played some good football this year, win 11 games. But is there a sense at all that this team's best game is still out there, that you haven't played your best version?
Yeah, no, there's no question it is. I think you look at the first half in Pittsburgh, may have been our best half. Both sides, just collectively as a team. That first half in Pittsburgh it just had a feeling of we're unbeatable. That's what it felt like in the first half. And then you go, well, what were y'all in the second half? Well, we were just the opposite, really, at the wrong time. We couldn't put a drive together, and D couldn't get a stop. And so that's why I think that complementary football, you talk about all that, it's the cohesion and the collective effort of our whole group. And So yes, I do think we have not. We've played stretches of our best football that I don't know if we can play any better in certain stretches. But yes, to say can we put a complete game together? But when you get in this, they're going to make some plays. This is a heck of a team we're playing. I obviously great deal of respect for this defense and this team in general, and it'll be a challenge.
All right, last one. Wish TV.
Phil, as I listen to you reflect on all of your playoff experiences, I want to know what makes Jonathan Taylor ready for this moment, because obviously he has never stepped into this moment before.
Well, again, and this is probably going to sound cliche, but once that ball kicks off, it is the same. We're not playing a different game this Sunday. It is the same football game that we've been in, and he's been in his whole career, really his whole life playing football. But as a rookie in this league, it's the same as he's experienced last week. I mean, the week prior. I mean, it has a different feel for it. I think mainly just because, again, you were human and what's at stake. There's only 14 teams, 14 teams in it. The games are staggered. There's only one game at a time. All those things, you win and go home, or Saturday's your last game of the year. So all those things, it's human nature. But once that ball kicks off and we're going to call, he's going to take the handoff the same ways. He's going to run and have the same read and keys. So he and all of our guys that have not been in games like this, I think the more you can treat it like we've treated every week, which is what coach is going to do, what we're doing in our process. Because again, if we change it now, then we weren't doing it right all along. So nobody needs to do more, feel like they need to do more, go play. And obviously we're going to prepare and prepare and do everything we can to find a way to win the football game and to play one play at a time. And if it's enough, we'll advance. If it's not, we won't. But I think it's as simple as that. And the more you can keep it like that, gives yourselves the best chance for the outcome we want.